over 60, and feeling your legs weaker than you remember? Imagine standing up with ease, taking that first confident step, and feeling your stride return without a single gym membership or pill bottle. 3 humble teas, brewed in your own kitchen, can help switch your muscles back on, feed them clean energy, and melt away stiffness so you can walk with power again. Today I'm going to show you exactly how to use them. The simple recipes, the best times of day, safe pairings with real food, and a 7-day routine that fits into your life. Keep your favorite mug nearby, because your comeback starts with a slow sip and a tiny habit you can repeat every day. Here's the promise, and here's the plan. These 3 teas work like a small team with clear roles. 1 tea is your spark plug for cellular energy. It helps your mitochondria, the tiny power stations inside your muscles, make more of the fuel that lifts you out of a chair and gets you moving. The 2nd tea opens your circulation with a gentle nudge. It supports the nitric oxide your blood vessels use to relax, just enough to deliver oxygen and nutrients to working muscles, so each step feels better supplied. The 3rd tea calms the noise of inflammation that often lingers in older muscles after activity. Less noise means less stiffness and more freedom in your stride. You'll learn the everyday preparation in plain language, the right temperature, the right steeping time, what to eat with each cup so your muscles have building blocks, and exactly when during the day to drink them so your energy rises, your circulation opens, and your body winds down when night arrives. You'll get a simple ritual to do while the kettle hums. No gym, no equipment, just 1 to 2 minutes of micro movements that slowly rebuild strength. Then we'll stack it into a 7-day plan, short and doable, to get your legs back under you. Along the way, I'll show you smart adjustments if you have dentures or sensitive teeth, if your blood pressure tends to dip, or if you're prone to insomnia. We'll also talk about common mistakes that cancel the benefits, so you don't waste a single sip. And we'll finish with a clear moment to check in with your doctor if any red flags show up. This is practical, safe, and designed for real life. Before we brew, let's set the stage with a quick map of why tea can help muscle after 60. Think of a muscle as a neighborhood that needs 3 services to thrive. First, it needs electricity. In your body, that electricity is made by mitochondria. They take fuel from your food and oxygen from your lungs and turn it into ATP, the immediate energy that fires a muscle fiber. When the mitochondria are sluggish, everyday tasks like standing up or walking to the mailbox feel heavier. Some plant compounds, especially the catechins in certain teas, can support mitochondrial function and recovery, so you get more oomph on demand. Second, the neighborhood needs smooth roads without traffic jams. That's your circulation. The lining of your blood vessels releases nitric oxide, a messenger that says, relax a little, open up. When vessels open slightly, oxygen and nutrients travel into muscle more easily and waste products clear out. The result is less leg heaviness and better endurance. Certain deep-colored plant pigments are especially helpful here. Third, after any activity, even gentle walking, muscle fibers experience microstress. That's normal, but persistent low-grade inflammation turns healthy repair into nagging stiffness. Spices like ginger and turmeric contain compounds that help your body resolve that inflammation naturally, especially when you pair them with tiny amounts of black pepper to enhance absorption. Energy, circulation, and calm. Hit those 3, and your legs remember how to move with purpose. Let's start with the first tea, the one that lights the turbine. Green tea, whether traditional loose leaf or matcha, is your morning ally for mitochondrial energy. The star compound here is EGSG, a catechin that supports cellular housekeeping and helps your muscle cells use energy more efficiently. When you brew green tea the right way, you get a nudge of gentle caffeine that's smoother than coffee and a chorus of plant antioxidants that help your muscles recover from day-to-day use. The best time to drink this is in the morning or early afternoon, when your body is naturally ready to be active. If you're sensitive to caffeine, you can choose a decaffeinated green tea and still capture many of the benefits. The preparation is simple. Heat your water to a gentle 70 to 80 degrees Celsius, hot but not boiling, and pour about 200 to 250 milliliters into your cup. For traditional green tea, add 1 teaspoon of leaves or use 1 tea bag and steep for 2 to 3 minutes. If the water is too hot or the steeping too long, the tea can taste bitter and irritate your stomach. If you prefer matcha, whisk half a teaspoon of matcha powder into that warm water until it's smooth and frothy. Start with 1 cup per day and notice how your body responds. Many people find that they feel a little brighter and more willing to move within 15 to 30 minutes, without the crash that sometimes follows a strong coffee. Green tea pairs beautifully with a small shot of protein, because energy alone isn't enough. Your muscles also need building blocks. A single hard-boiled egg works perfectly, or a few spoonfuls of plain Greek yogurt with no added sugar. The protein provides amino acids your muscles can use to repair fibers and maintain strength. Think of it as bordering your new energy with the bricks to build. Keep it simple, keep it small. This isn't a meal, it's a nudge in the right direction. If reflux tends to bother you, drink your green tea warm rather than piping hot, and consider the decaf version to see if your stomach is happier. And if you take warfarin or another anticoagulant, have a conversation with your healthcare provider before making tea a daily habit, because green tea contains vitamin K and plant compounds that can interact with some medications. The goal is to be safe and steady, not to make sudden changes. Now we move to the second tea, the one that opens the road. Hibiscus tea, sometimes called roselle tea, is ruby red and naturally tart. It contains anthocyanins, the same family of pigments that gives berries their deep color, and these compounds support the health of your blood vessel lining. With regular use, many people experience a gentle improvement in circulation and more stable blood pressure, which can make your legs feel better supplied during walks. Hibiscus is naturally free of caffeine, so it's perfect for the middle of the afternoon or the evening. To prepare it, heat 250 milliliters of water until hot. Add 1 tablespoon of dried hibiscus calyx and let it steep for 5 to 7 minutes. The flavor is pleasantly tangy, like a whisper of cranberry. Resist the urge to add sugar or honey. Those sweeteners spike blood glucose and leave muscles sluggish. Instead, drop in a slice of orange or a curl of orange peel while it steeps, or add a small piece of cinnamon stick. The citrus oils and cinnamon aromatics round out the tartness without adding sugar. Hibiscus also loves a smart companion. Pour your cup and enjoy it with a small handful of unsalted nuts or a few forkfuls of ricotta. The healthy fats and gentle protein steady your blood sugar and keep cravings down, supporting consistent energy for the rest of the day. If your blood pressure tends to run low, start with a smaller half cup and see how you feel, and be sure to drink water throughout the day. If you take diuretics or medications such as ACE inhibitors or ARBs for blood pressure, be aware that hibiscus can enhance their effects for some people. Monitoring at home with a simple blood pressure cuff can help you notice changes early. And if you have a history of oxalate kidney stones, use hibiscus in moderation and discuss it with your healthcare provider. because certain plant acids can add to your oxalate load. The point is not to avoid helpful plants, but to use them with eyes open and choices tailored to your body. The third tea is your evening friend, the one that quiets stiffness and tells your muscles, "You've done enough today, let's repair." This is a simple kitchen blend of fresh ginger and ground turmeric with a pinch of black pepper. Ginger carries gingerols and showgales that soothe aching muscles and joints after use. Turmeric brings curcuminoids that help your body resolve inflammation. Black pepper isn't there for taste alone. A tiny pinch helps your body absorb turmeric more effectively. To make this tea, bring 250 milliliters of water to a gentle boil. Then turn off the heat. Add 3 or 4 thin slices of fresh ginger and half a teaspoon of ground turmeric. Sprinkle in a tiny pinch of black pepper, just enough to sit on the tip of your finger. Cover the cup or pot and let it infuse for 5 to 8 minutes. The result is a warm golden beverage that smells like comfort. If you need it slightly sweet, use just a drop or 2 of liquid stevia and nothing else. Honey and sugar work against your goals. Savor this in the late afternoon or evening. There's no caffeine, so it won't push your bedtime away, and many people find it relaxes them for a better night's rest. Pair it with a few small cubes of fresh white cheese or a bit of mild cottage cheese. That bit of protein at night feeds muscle repair while you sleep. Because safety is strength, check a few boxes before you make the ginger-turmeric blend a daily habit. If you take anticoagulants or antiplatelet medications, if you have active reflux that flares with spices, or if you've been told you have gallstones, talk to your healthcare provider about the right amount and frequency for you. Most people do very well with a modest cup, but your situation matters. If spices are new to your stomach, start with fewer ginger slices and a quarter teaspoon of turmeric and build up over a week. Now here's the part that makes this no gym plan sing. While the water heats and the leaves or spices infuse, we use those minutes to wake up your legs with micro movements. These tiny routines are gentle enough for most people and powerful when repeated day after day. When you put the kettle on, turn your attention to your chair. Sit down, plant your feet hip-width apart, and do 10 slow stand-ups and sit-downs. Don't push off your thighs. Let your legs do the work. Move slowly on the way down, as if you're lowering yourself into a quiet movie theater seat. If 10 is too many, do 4 or 5 with good form. If 10 is easy, keep it at 10 for now and focus on smooth control. These are the exact muscles you use to rise from a chair, the ones that make your first steps feel steady. While your tea infuses for a few minutes, stand tall and hold the back of the chair for balance. Pump your ankles up and down 20 times on each side, lifting your toes, then lifting your heels. This simple movement primes the calf muscles that help push you forward when you walk and encourages blood to return upward through your veins. Finish with 10 gentle heel raises, rising onto the balls of your feet and lowering slowly. Before your first sip, take 5 long, purposeful steps down your hallway or across the room. Let your arms swing freely. Feel the floor. These 5 steps are not a workout. They're a message to your nervous system that says, we're moving. These 90 to 120 seconds are as important as the tea itself. Let's make sugar your ally by leaving it out. Tea is at its best when it doesn't spike your blood glucose. Spikes steal energy later, tighten your blood vessels, and leave muscles starved. So no sugar and no honey in any of these teas. If you need flavor, bring in a strip of lemon peel, a ribbon of orange peel, a piece of cinnamon stick, or a couple of whole cloves in the hibiscus. For green tea, a twist of lemon peel brightens the cup without sweetening it. For the ginger-turmeric tea, a touch of vanilla extract can add warmth without sugar. Use tea as a bridge to protein-smart snacks, a boiled egg, a few spoonfuls of plain yogurt, a bit of cottage cheese or ricotta, or a small piece of soft white cheese, so your muscles receive both energy cues and raw materials. Aim for your last cup 2 to 3 hours before bedtime, so your body has time to relax, except for those who find a mild hibiscus or ginger cup soothing even closer to bed. Test and see what works for you. It's time to stitch these pieces into a 7-day plan I call the Return of Power. Day 1 and 2 are simple on purpose. In the morning, brew 1 cup of green tea, as described, warm water, 2 to 3 minutes, and enjoy it with a small protein bite. Do your micro movements while you wait. 10 slow sit-to-stands, ankle pumps, and heel raises. After your cup, take 5 to 10 deliberate steps and notice how your legs feel. Sometime in the afternoon, take a moment to write down a single sentence about the energy in your legs. Not a score, just a word or two. Steadier, wobbly, heavy, lighter. Awareness is fuel. On days 3 and 4, keep your morning green tea and add an afternoon cup of hibiscus. Again, use your infusion minutes for ankle pumps and heel raises. About 20 to 30 minutes after the hibiscus, walk to your mailbox, around your kitchen island, or down your hallway and back twice. Pay attention to your breathing and how your legs carry you. In a notebook or on your phone, note your breath and stride in a few words. On day 5, keep your green and hibiscus cups and add the evening ginger-turmeric tea. Use fewer slices of ginger and a 1/4 teaspoon of turmeric if you're spice sensitive. Let it infuse for 5 minutes, then sip slowly. On day 6, repeat the trio and add just 1 extra minute of sit-to-stands in the morning. That might mean you do 4 or 5 more, or you simply slow down each repetition so your muscles work more during the lowering phase. On day 7, choose the 2 teas that felt best in your body to carry into your weekly routine, and set a gentle step goal that matches your life, perhaps 500 to 1,000 more steps per day than you're doing now. That could be as simple as 3 hallway walks after meals and a loop around your living room during the evening news. The tea is the trigger, the movement is the magic, and the pair together create momentum. Let me show you how this looks in real life with a few stories. Picture a man in his early 70s who used to love gardening, but found himself avoiding the yard because his legs felt tired and unsteady. He started with a morning green tea, a boiled egg, and 10 sit-to-stands. For the first week, he wrote a single note each day about his legs. By day 4, his note said, "Steps feel longer." He wasn't suddenly running marathons. He simply felt more willing to walk to the mailbox and back. By the end of week 2, after adding hibiscus in the afternoon, he noticed that he didn't have to pause as long on the porch before turning around. The evening ginger-turmeric cup became his moment to wind down, and he slept through the night without calf twitches waking him up. Or consider a woman in her late 60s with grandkids who love to play hide and seek. Kneeling and standing were the hard parts for her. She brewed matcha mid-morning, whisking half a teaspoon into warm water, and paired it with a few spoonfuls of plain Greek yogurt. During the 2 to 3 minute ritual, she practiced slow sit-to-stands and heel raises, one hand on the counter for balance. 2 weeks later, she noticed she could get off the floor using one hand instead of 2. Small changes, repeated, become freedom. Now, some practical adjustments for common realities. If you use dentures or have temperature-sensitive teeth, enjoy your tea warm rather than hot and choose softer protein pairings like yogurt, ricotta, or cottage cheese. Cold foods can make teeth ache, so let the yogurt sit at room temperature for a few minutes. If you tend to have lower blood pressure and sometimes feel lightheaded when you stand, start with smaller portions of hibiscus, half a cup instead of a full cup, and drink water steadily throughout the day to keep your blood volume up. When you do sit to stands, exhale as you rise and pause for a second before you start walking to make sure your balance is solid. If you have trouble sleeping, set a personal rule to stop green tea by 3 or 4 in the afternoon and lean on hibiscus or the ginger-turmeric blend in the evening instead. Some people sleep best when they stop all liquids 2 to 3 hours before bed. Others do well with a small warm cup. Pay attention and personalize. Let's address a few common errors that steal results so you can avoid them from the start. The first one is sweetening the tea and then compensating with biscuits or cookies because you deserve a treat. You do deserve comfort, but sugar steals power from your muscles. Keep sweetness out of the cup and out of the snack, and use aroma, citrus peel, cinnamon, vanilla to make the experience feel rich. The second mistake is to drink the tea and skip the 90 to 120 seconds of micromovement. Those tiny moments are where your nervous system relearns balance and your muscles remember their job. If you truly can't stand, you can still do ankle pumps from a seated position and seated march steps, lifting one knee at a time. The third mistake is to treat tea like a weekend spa routine. You drink on Saturday and Sunday, feel good, and wonder why your weekday legs are sluggish. Muscles respond to consistency. Decide now that your morning green tea and sit-to-stands are as regular as brushing your teeth. Steady beats intense every time. Because I care about your safety, there are moments when you should speak with your healthcare provider as you start this plan or if issues arise. If you take anticoagulants or antiplatelet medications, have significant kidney or liver disease, very low blood pressure, or severe reflux, ask how to tailor these teas for you. If you've had a recent fall or you notice new calf pain with swelling, redness, or warmth, skip the micromovements and get medical attention immediately to rule out a clot or injury. If you develop new or worsening dizziness, chest discomfort, or shortness of breath with light activity, stop and get checked. The goal is to feel steadier and safer, not to push through warning signs. Let's go deeper on the why behind each step so your brain is as convinced as your taste buds. In the morning, your body's cortisol naturally rises to help you wake up. A small amount of caffeine from green tea can pair with that rhythm to heighten alertness without the jitters. Meanwhile, EGCG and other catechins partner with your muscle cells cleanup crews. Think of it as taking out the garbage from your cellular kitchen so the chefs can cook again. When waste clears, mitochondria run more efficiently and your muscles respond faster to the signal to contract. That's why simple actions like standing up can feel lighter when you keep the routine going for a few days. Add a small shot of protein, and you provide essential amino acids like leucine that signal your muscles to maintain and repair. You're not eating a heavy breakfast that makes you sluggish. You're giving your muscles a precise memo. In the afternoon, muscles can feel heavy not because they're weak, but because circulation slows when we sit for long stretches. Hibiscus steps in with its deep red pigments that encourage your blood vessel lining to release more nitric oxide. That message tells the vessel to relax a bit and allow easier flow. When combined with ankle pumps and heel raises, which work your calf muscles like a second heart to push blood upward, You create a circulation sandwich. The vessel opens a little and the muscles pump. Oxygen and nutrients move in, waste moves out. Many people notice that their legs feel less tight and their mind clearer after this pairing, and that's a sign the system is working. In the evening, the goal shifts. You want to turn down the volume on muscular inflammation so tomorrow's steps feel smooth. Ginger and turmeric both offer compounds that help your body resolve the lingering signals that make tissues cranky. When those signals quiet down, muscles can relax and lengthen, and your sleep can deepen. Sleep is when your brain replays the movements you practiced during the day and firms up the balance pathways. So that cup of golden tea is about more than comfort. It's an invitation to recovery. Let's walk through a day together so you can hear the rhythm. The kettle sings at 8 a.m. You pour warm water over a teaspoon of green tea leaves and watch them unfurl. You set a 2-minute timer and place your chair in good light. You lower yourself slowly, stand up smoothly, and repeat 10 times, breathing out as you rise. You hold the back of the chair and pump your ankles rhythmically, then rise onto your toes. The timer chimes. You inhale the light, grassy aroma and take a measured sip. You peel an egg, sprinkle a pinch of salt, and take your time eating it. You rinse your cup and move on with your morning. At 3 p.m., you notice your shoulders rounding and legs feeling dull. You warm water. Add a tablespoon of dried hibiscus and cover your cup. While it turns a deep ruby color, you loosen your ankles and lift your heels 10 times. You sip the tartness with a slice of orange tucked on the rim, and you feel your mouth water and your attention perk up. You grab a small handful of nuts and return to your chair with a sense of permission to take care of yourself. At 7:30 p.m., the day is winding down. You boil water, switch off the burner, and lay ginger slices and turmeric into the warm bath with a tiny pinch of pepper. The kitchen smells like calm. You take a slow sip and feel your throat warm. You slip into bed later with legs that don't twitch you awake, and you sleep without the worry of a big pill bottle on your nightstand. If you like to measure progress, pick 2 simple checkpoints. First, your sit-to-stand test. On day 1, count how many smooth stand-ups you can do from a chair in 30 seconds at a comfortable pace without using your hands. Don't strain. This is a baseline. Write it down. After 7 days of the tea and movement routine, check again. Even 1 extra repetition or the feeling that you're less winded afterwards counts. Second, your hallway walk. Choose a distance inside your home, like from your kitchen sink to your front door. Time yourself walking it safely at a natural pace. Record the time. After a week, measure again. You might be a few seconds faster, or you might feel steadier with the same time. You might notice you recover your breath more quickly. Progress hides in feelings as much as in numbers. If numbers stress you, skip the stopwatch and simply notice whether your first steps feel more certain. I want to talk a moment about hydration and salt because they matter when you change routines. If you're adding tea to your day and moving a bit more, your body will appreciate steady water intake. A glass in the morning, 1 at midday, and 1 in the evening helps maintain blood volume so you don't feel lightheaded when you stand. If your doctor has you on a low-sodium plan, stick to it. If you have normal blood pressure and sometimes feel woozy when you rise, a small pinch of salt with your egg in the morning and regular water can help. Always follow your own medical guidance. The point is to support circulation and safety. For those who dislike the taste of green tea, remember that temperature and timing change everything. Cooler water and shorter steeping make a smoother cup. You can also blend green tea with a touch of roasted rice tea or a slice of lemon peel to round out the grassiness. For hibiscus, if the tartness feels sharp, steep it a bit shorter and add a thin slice of orange while it's still hot so the oils perfume the liquid. For ginger-turmeric, if the earthiness is too strong, add a small splash of unsweetened almond milk once it's in your cup. It softens the edges without adding sugar, and the fats can help you absorb the spice's good compounds. If you live with joint replacements, balance concerns, or use a cane, adapt the micro movements so they feel safe. Your sit-to-stands can be done from a higher chair or with a cushion, so the range is smaller. You can plant your feet a bit wider for stability. Use the countertop for support during heel raises and ankle pumps. If standing still bothers your back, alternate heel raises with gentle marching in place while lightly holding the counter, lifting one foot just an inch. If getting on and off the floor is hard, don't do it. The ritual belongs to you. When it fits you, you'll keep doing it. And that's where results live. You might wonder how quickly you should expect to feel a change. Some people notice lighter legs within the first week. For others, it's more subtle. Less stiffness in the morning, fewer pauses halfway to the mailbox, or a sense that the stairs aren't as intimidating. The bigger shifts show up over a month as your muscles relearn their work, your circulation responds to gentle daily prompting, and your sleep smooths out because your evening tea signals rest. Remember, age does not forbid adaptation. Your muscles still listen. Consistency is the language they speak. A word about posture and breath, because form is a force multiplier. When you do your sit-to-stands, place your feet so your heels are slightly behind your knees. Lean your chest forward a hair, press through your heels, and exhale as you stand. Imagine you're zipping up your abdomen gently, not bracing hard. On the way down, lower slowly as if the chair were made of glass. That slow lowering is strength training in disguise. When you walk your 5 purposeful steps before sipping, lift your chest, let your arms swing like pendulums, and press the ground behind you with each toe off. Breathe in through your nose for a count of 4. Breathe out for a count of 6. Longer exhales tell your nervous system you're safe, which helps your muscles release tension they don't need. If you enjoy social rituals, make tea your meeting point. Invite a friend or neighbor to a 3 o'clock hibiscus cup and a hallway or driveway stroll. Conversation makes the minutes pass and turns health into something you share. If you care for a spouse or parent, brew an extra cup and do the micro movements together, adjusting as needed. When health becomes a shared rhythm, it sticks. Let's return to your 7-day plan and add color to each day so it feels like a story you can live inside. On Monday, you start the green tea and egg. While it steeps, you set your kitchen timer and do 8 careful sit-to-stands. You feel your thighs work as you stand and your balance settle as you lower. You take 5 long steps, sip, and feel proud. On Tuesday, you repeat the routine and add 2 heel raises before you pour. On Wednesday, you bring in the hibiscus. The red color cheers you. You snack on 5 almonds and write lighter in your notebook. On Thursday, you keep the 2 cups and add ankle pumps while the hibiscus steeps. On Friday, you stir turmeric into your evening cup with ginger slices. The golden steam rises. You plug your phone in across the room so you won't scroll in bed. On Saturday, you repeat all 3 cups and add a single extra minute to your morning sit-to-stands, moving slower instead of faster. On Sunday, you choose your 2 favorites for the coming week and set a simple step goal. You circle a time of day for each cup and tape your plan to your refrigerator. You're no longer guessing. You're practicing. If you're managing weight, these tea moments can help, not by magic, but by structure. When you make tea a bridge to a small protein-forward snack, you crowd out grazing and break the habit of reaching for sweets in the late afternoon. Stable blood sugar means your muscles access fuel more easily, your mind stays clear, and your evening cravings quiet down. Add a short 5-minute stroll after each cup, and your daily steps rise naturally without a formal workout. The scale may move slowly, but your legs will tell you you're on the right track even before the numbers do. Here's a small checklist you can keep in your head so the routine stays effortless. In the morning, say warm, green, protein 10. That means warm water, green tea, a small protein bite, and 10 sit-to-stands. In the afternoon, say red, nuts ankles. That means hibiscus, a small handful of nuts, or ricotta, and ankle pumps plus heel raises while it steeps. In the evening, say gold, calm bed. That means ginger-turmeric, a quiet moment, and a phone-free wind down. If you remember those 3 words, green, red, gold, you can reconstruct the whole day. Let's anticipate a few questions. Can you drink more than 1 cup of green tea? Yes, but start with 1 and watch your sleep and stomach. More isn't always better. Can you swap matcha for regular green tea? Absolutely. Matcha is simply ground whole tea leaves, so it's stronger. Use half a teaspoon and whisk it into warm water. Can hibiscus be iced? Yes, brew it hot. Then cool it and enjoy over ice with a slice of orange. Keep the sweeteners out. Can you use fresh turmeric instead of ground? Yes. Thinly slice a piece the size of your thumb and simmer it with the ginger before you switch off the heat. Then let it steep covered. Be aware fresh turmeric can stain your cutting board and fingertips a cheerful yellow. What if you don't like cheese at night? Cottage cheese, ricotta, a spoonful of plain yogurt, or even a small piece of baked chicken from dinner can serve as your protein pairing. What if you're lactose sensitive? Choose lactose-free options or a plant-based yogurt without added sugar, and keep the portion small. I want to give you one more strength trick hidden in your daily tea. When you stand up from your chair during the micro-movements, focus once or twice on pressing your knees slightly outward as you rise, as if you were resisting a gentle band. This cues your glute muscles, the big ones in your hips, which are the engine of walking. Stronger glutes mean longer, safer steps. If you have stairs, once a day place your whole foot on the first step and practice slow, controlled step-ups for 4 or 5 repetitions per leg while holding the rail. You can do this while your evening tea cools. These tiny add-ons compound over time and turn your hallway into a quiet training ground. Your environment shapes your success. Keep your kettle accessible, your favorite mug visible, and your teas on the counter in attractive jars. Place a sturdy chair against a wall for your sit-to-stands. Keep a note card with your 3 words, green, red, gold, near the kettle. When your tools are ready, your routine happens without willpower. Celebrate tiny wins. When you hit your day 3 routine, tell yourself, I'm the kind of person who takes care of my muscles. That identity matters more than motivation. Motivation fades, identity stays. As you move forward, remember that tea isn't a cure or a miracle. It's a tool, a ritual, and a signal you send your body. The signal says, wake up, circulate, calm down. When repeated, signals become your new normal. Muscles that felt sleepy remember their job. Steps that felt tentative grow sure. Walking becomes less something you fear and more something you enjoy. That's the power we're restoring, not youth, but capability. Capability to stand up without bracing your hands, to greet a neighbor at the fence, to climb the porch steps with groceries, to walk by the ocean or through a park and feel like you belong there. If you've listened this far, you've already taken the first step. Pour your next cup with intention. Brew it at the right temperature, at the right time of day, pair it with a bite of protein, and move while it infuses. Keep sugar out of the picture. Be consistent for 7 days. Write a word about how your legs feel each day. Adjust if your pressure runs low, if your sleep is tender, if your teeth are sensitive. Avoid the common traps. And stay alert to safety signals that say it's time to check in with your doctor. You don't need a gym membership or a medicine cabinet to reclaim strong steps. You need a mug, a kettle, a chair, and a decision repeated with kindness. Let's end where we began, with your legs and their promise. Strength after 60 isn't about punishment. It's about partnership. When you bring the right tea to the right moment, when you open your blood flow and calm your tissues, and when you add 1 to 2 minutes of smart movement, your muscles answer. They don't care how old you are. They care that you're asking them to work again. Ask gently, ask daily, and they will respond. If you found this useful, you'll love the next video where we dive into a simple, soothing routine you can do in bed to prevent calf cramps tonight. Step by step on the mattress, so you can wake up light and ready to walk.